I get it when you're thinking about spending a few $100 on a high-tech pair of binoculars. The first thing that pops into your head is, what if I end up with something I can't actually use? I've been there, scrolling through endless specs, trying to imagine if a device that promises day, night, thermal, and even twilight vision would actually fit into a real weekend out in the woods. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's break down why the ATN Binox 6 might be the right fit for you or why you could probably walk away. First off, the biggest question most people ask is whether they really need 4 vision modes in one box. If you're the type who spends a few mornings hunting, a couple evenings doing wildlife photography, and maybe help out with a local search and rescue team once a year, having a single device that flips from a bright day view to a thermal picture can actually save you the hassle of carrying multiple gadgets. That convenience translates into less gear to lug, fewer batteries to charge, and a single familiar interface you learn once instead of juggling 3 separate tools. On the flip side, if your outdoor adventures are limited to a leisurely hike with a basic pair of binoculars, you'll likely never tap into the thermal or twilight capabilities. In that scenario, you'd be paying a premium for features you'll never use. That's the core risk of buying the wrong thing. The price tag doesn't just reflect the hardware. It reflects the flexibility you actually get out of it. So who should seriously consider the Binox 6? Think of anyone who needs reliable identification at a distance under varying light conditions. Hunters who chase deer at dawn and need to confirm a target before taking a shot will love the instant switch to thermal mode that highlights a warm animal against a cool background, even when the light is low. Wildlife enthusiasts will appreciate being able to spot nocturnal critters without disturbing them with a flashlight. And the built-in laser rangefinder gives an immediate readout, so you can gauge how far away a bird or a fox really is. For security professionals or private property owners, the ability to record a 4K video of a daytime encounter or a 1080p thermal clip of a nighttime intrusion provides solid evidence that can stand up in a report. If you're a weekend camper who just wants to see the trail a bit farther ahead, you might be better off with a lighter, cheaper pair of traditional binoculars. The Binox 6 is a heftier piece of equipment. Its battery compartment, electronics, and rugged housing add weight that you'll feel after a few miles on the back. It's not a deal breaker for most, but it's a factored away if you're already packing a lot of gear. Now let's talk about the practical strengths that actually matter once you've got the Binox 6 in your hands. The thermal sensor, a 256192 array with 20 mK NETD, is surprisingly sensitive. In real life, that means you can pick up the faint heat signature of a small animal like a rabbit, even when it's partially hidden in brush. I tried it on a cool autumn evening, and the thermal view lit up a raccoon moving along a fence line that would have been invisible to the naked eye. The AI sharpening algorithm does more than just boost contrast. It refines edges so you can tell if the shape you're looking at is a deer or a log from a distance of 600 yards. That level of clarity is the reason many field users rely on this tech rather than a simple optical zoom. The built-in laser rangefinder is another real-world win. You point, you get a distance readout within a meter, and you can immediately decide if you're within a safe shooting range or need to reposition. In a test scenario where I was tracking a moving elk, the rangefinder kept updating as the animal moved, allowing me to stay aware without constantly pulling out a separate handheld laser. Recording capabilities also step beyond the usual, just take a picture. The Binox 6 captures 4K video in daylight, so you can document a scenic vista or a hunting pass in crisp detail, and it streams that video to a compatible smartphone or tablet. That's handy for sharing a live feed with a fellow hunter or for sending a quick clip to a friend who's curious about what you're seeing. The thermal video is limited to 1080p, but that's still plenty clear for identifying heat sources and for later review. Every piece of gear has its trade-offs, and the Binox 6 is no exception. Battery life is respectable for a device with that many functions, but you'll still need to carry spare batteries if you plan on a full day of alternating between day, night, and thermal modes. The charging port is a standard USB-C, which is convenient, yet the device draws a noticeable amount of power when the rangefinder is active, so you'll want to toggle it off when you're not measuring distances. Another practical wrinkle is the learning curve.